Everyone. We in Ohio have had a lot of looking into lenses, filters, and welders glasses to see the amazing eclipse this week. I personally watched it from the Shaker Nature Center, and it was really, really amazing when the total eclipse came and it went completely dark, and you didn't have to look through any lens or filter, and you can totally see 100% the eclipse in totality. And it just was really, really great and really super cool to look through the lens of a welder's glass and see the sun in green, and look through those like funky glasses and see the sun in yellow and orange and even shades of red. And those were super neat. And I hope for those of you who were in totality also, I'm very happy that everyone got a chance to get to see that. And however you experienced it, I personally found it completely amazing. And thank you for answering all those questions about it. Continuing with that theme, today we're going to be looking through another kind of lens to learn about entrepreneurship. We're going to be focusing our attention at looking at entrepreneurship through the lens of a lemonade stand. The best I could do for music today was to learn about a lemon tree. And it's hard to have a physical lemon stand without lemons, and you can't have lemons without having a lemon tree. So thank you to the Brothers for our opening music, Lemon Tree. Our lens today will consist of curriculum about lemonade stands from Lemonade Day National, featuring Tweenette Ross and Nicole Kasser Mason. We will then slightly change our focus, get it, focus of a lens, to books and author visits, each with a unique lesson. Harshita Giraffe will take us on her entrepreneurial journey with many business lessons included in her book, Cooler Than Lemonade. Kim Gorsuch will introduce us to the principles of effectual entrepreneurship, which was coined and created by Professor Sarah Saravathy and adapted for younger children in the Mia and Tiago book series. Specifically, she's going to be using the second book in the series, The Lemonade Principle. Brittany Diaz will introduce us to Ava and May and all the wonderful vocabulary that they learn by running a lemonade stand. And we will learn about two different games that focus on lemonade stands from GoVenture, Matthew Giorgio. One is a board game and one is a digital online game. And finally, we're going to hear from an educator, Karen Sunderhaft, who is an educator at Harmon Middle School and a YIPI ambassador. And she's going to tell us about her experience with students and other teachers' experiences with lemonade stands. Just a quick reminder that this Power Hour will be recorded, or we are recording it, and it will be sent to you via email and an email link after we're done. So feel free to take notes if you want, but know that you don't have to, that the recording will be available to you. And feel free to ask questions during the hour. And I will really try to keep this to an hour. And with that, I'm going to turn it over to our first speaker, the Tweenette and Nicole from Lemonade Day National. Tweenette and Nicole.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for having us. I am excited to be with you today and share more about this fun opportunity for you and your kiddos. Lemonade Day is a national nonprofit that is committed to preparing youth for life through a unique experiential and entrepreneurial program. Many of you may know about it, and I would love to hear from you if you have experience with our program. But with our curriculum that aligns to Common Core educational standards, STEM, social emotional learning, and the 40 developmental assets, this makes really for a very rich program and a unique hands-on experience that's great for classrooms and after school time. In our 17 years since we were founded in Houston, Texas, where we're headquartered, we have grown to be licensed and independently operated in 90 plus chapters across the country, serving over 1.5 million kids. And we want to inspire even more kiddos in kindergarten through 8th grade to have an entrepreneurial mindset through the real world experience of starting and owning their own lemonade stand business. that quintessential example of the American dream that I think all of us on this call agree with as an amazing tool to empower youth. Many of the studies that are out there, as a lot of you know, talk about the concepts like what Lemonade Day teaches and how critical it is to imparting those on our young children when their hardwiring is being set, which is why we focus on the age range that we do, because it responds to those 4 out of 5 kids that have no earthly idea what to do with their academic learnings when they hit the real world. And more than 90% of executives that are saying they can't find employees with those essential durable soft skills, the problem solving and communication skills that are needed to truly be a well-rounded, productive employee. And it is an amazing opportunity because we have so many more million kids out there that we have not yet even touched and inspired. And with that 17-year track record of our program being a proven and substantiated success, we know how impactful it is. We know that more of the Lemonade Day kids are participating in running a business at a rate of 3 times that of their non-participating peers. And as our founder often says, the attributes of a successful entrepreneur correlate to those of being a thriving human being. And impacting our youth not only impacts their future, but it impacts that of their families and their communities and the greater community at large. After all, our objective is that we are truly inspiring kids to a future that propels them forward, where they are successful entrepreneurs, business leaders, social advocates, community volunteers, and forward-thinking citizens. Just like Dwayne Shaw, our 2023 Youth Entrepreneur of the Year from Fort Hood, Texas. I want to show just a quick video as an example of what you can inspire with your own students.
Hello, my name is Dwayne Shaw, and I am the president of the Lemon and I am the winner of the National Entrepreneur of the Year of Lemonade Day. I am so thankful for all the people who have sponsored us. Thank you for all your support, and have a nice day. Good morning, my wonderful friends. From going door to door and gaining a growing amount of supporters, I decided to participate in Lemonade Day to continue my entrepreneurial journey to expand my Lemonade Day. When Lemonade Day started, it was like a dream come true. And the only 5th grader in the whole entire grade, not in my class, but the whole entire school, who had the business, set my mind to it. And I'm so happy that I did, because look at all of the awards that I have won. In the business life, is you don't know that lesson. You're never gonna move forward. So you have to keep on going forward even when things aren't so worse. One of the major issues that I have to face is time management. I resolved this issue by communicating with my parents. I also take more breaks to conserve my energy in order to keep pushing myself, even when I'm not supported. In 10 years, I want the Lemon Speedo's brand to be used in several restaurants and to continue my philanthropy work, helping other kids pursue their dreams.
So I hope all of you want to inspire more of the Dwaynes of this world. So let's get down to the meat of it. I am going to turn it over to my fantastic colleague, Twinzette, to talk to you more specifically about the curriculum and how to implement it in your classroom.
Thank you, Nicole. By empowering educators to serve as mentors, our kiddos are taught lessons that transcend any aspect of life. To set a goal, make a plan, and work the plan are core tenets of any life plan, whether business or personal. Our program is built around a three-pronged approach: spend, save, shield. Kids are taught financial responsibility and independence, where they spend money on themselves for their hard work, save some, and open a bank account, the beginnings of a lifetime of freedom from financial burdens, and to share with charity by engaging their community and understanding that making money is a necessity. It's a good thing. The important thing to remember is to be good stewards of your resources and a part of something bigger than yourself. The curriculum includes 4 modules with 21 lessons. We recommend teaching in 4 one-hour sessions. We offer traditional printed workbooks and our phenomenal app, the My Lemonade Day app, where our curriculum comes to life. The My Lemonade Day app is an animated, interactive experience. Think Dora the Explorer for entrepreneurship. That monitors students in real time and includes an in-app training, resource videos for self-paced learning journey. Accessing the app allows as many kids as possible without having to purchase paper products. Through the generosity of our national sponsors, app usage is free to all users. Here are some screenshots to show you what you can expect from this step-by-step journey. The curriculum is designed to be kid-centric, geared towards educators to implement in classroom settings. Training resources will also be available on. What makes this so appealing to kids and families and educators is that it's easy, fun, empowering, and relatable. Using the quintessential example of the American dream, the lemonade tree. We educate and engage kids in a fun, outside of the box way, using a lemonade stand as the vehicle for empowerment. Through the Lemonade Day experience, youth build foundational skills, learn more about their aptitude, learn how to dream and achieve those dreams. Unique ways around problem solving, self-esteem, forge bonds with their community, and develop new mindsets that empower them through life. Just last year alone, LD served over 50,000 youth who collectively generated $12 million in profit, put $5 million in their savings, donated $6 million to local charities, and spent $1 million on themselves. Just think about all the money flowing through the greater economic system. Their parents couldn't agree more.
Thanks, Quinzette. As we previously mentioned, Lemonade Day curriculum is mapped to the Common Core educational standards, as well as STEM, social emotional learning, and the 40 developmental assets, making this truly a unique hands-on experience. And also a way for educators to satisfy those pesky federal grant requirements. Even the powers that be at Gallup, and yes, you all know Gallup as in Gallup roll call, stand behind the Lemonade Day program as a proven, substantiated model that truly helps identify those future builders and foster the critical developmental skills that's necessary to transcend all aspects of life, work, academic, marriage, all of it. And as I mentioned earlier, we have grown to be licensed in 90 plus communities across the country, working with organizations like you see here, Boys and Girls Clubs, YMCAs, Boy Scouts and Girl Scouts. But you do not need to be located in a licensed city in order to participate in the program. It is amazing to be able to get the community involved if you do have a chapter in your area, and I highly encourage educators to go to our website to first see if they happen to be located in a chapter. But if not, we have an amazing way to directly serve you. And those are the resources that will soon be made available to you on the YEI platform. And as you can see here, these are some of the examples of our youth today that have gone on to found national and worldwide success, like Michaela Ulmer in the upper left, who's the owner of Me and the Bees Lemonade. Some of you may know of it. It is sold in HEB, Whole Foods, Costco, Walmart, and she was able to secure an investment from Damon John on Shark Tank, is now a sophomore at Emory, and credits so much of her success to the Lemonade Day experience, which is why we want to empower your youth, because I guarantee you the educators are sitting on future Michaelas in their classroom. They just need to be identified and fostered and given the chance to succeed. And I'm excited for you all to take a look at those resources available to you on the YEI platform. Our curriculum, both in digital and print work form, as well as all of the training resources and guides to help get you started, are included. We've even gifted you with a free introductory package to download some content to get familiar with the program a little bit more and what it could look like in your classroom. And I'm going to stop there, Robin, because I feel like we might be coming on our 10 minutes.
Yes, thank you. You guys did a great job. I just wanted to say that I'm very, very impressed that the program has grown so much. So, and that you have both printed materials and materials that are digital. And everyone who is on the call today will get access to, in our follow-up material, all the free materials that are available on YIPI. We'll have a separate line for everyone to get that, so you can download and take a quick look at the quality of materials and even some educator tips and tricks, so that you can decide if Lemonade Day is for you or not. I'm going to pause real quickly to see if anybody in our audience has any questions for Lemonade Day curriculum. I don't think I missed anything in the chat, but if I did, one of my YEI team members will pipe in. I am going to turn it over to Harshita Giraffe right now, and she's going to let us know about her entrepreneurial journey and her book all about lemonade, cooler than lemonade, I should say. Harshita, it's all yours.
Hello, everybody. My name is Harshita, and I write books for children. And today I'm going to be talking to you about my second book, which is called Cooler Than Lemonade, which ties in perfectly with today's theme, which is entrepreneurship through the lens of lemonade stand. Oh, I think I'm sharing a wrong one. Hold on.
It never fails. We can practice as many times as we want, and then when you get to the real thing, something happens.
Yeah, I'm so sorry. I don't know how to do this now.
Do you want me to come back to you and you can get it queued up, or do you think you'll be ready to go quickly?
I will be ready. I'm just gonna share it again. And oh, actually, Robin put me later because now I can't find it. I just had it. I
Okay.
think I closed it after the.
No problem, Harshita. We will come back to you. We'll go to Kim. Kim, are you ready to go? Ready to present?
Yes, I am.
Excellent. Thank you, Kim. Appreciate your flexibility.
No worries. Let me go ahead and make sure I can pull up my slides. Can you see them?
We can. Mia and Tiago, the secrets of successful startups.
Okay, yes. So I'm Kim Gorsuch. I am the CEO of Weeva. And Weeva is a small micro publisher that's based in Austin, Texas. And I know quite a few other people on this call are also from Austin. We're part of Capital Factory. And a big part of what we do is we create smart and beautiful books for curious kids. And our goal is to spark imagination and curiosity while also teaching the skills of problem solving. Mia and Tiago is a new series. We are almost finished with it, and I'll share a little bit more details about that in a minute. But this particular series is designed to teach kids the secrets of successful startups. And we are basing our books, it's a partnership with Professor Saraswati. For those of you who don't know her, she is a professor at the Darden Business School. She's the person that Jim Collins calls a rock star of entrepreneurship. So Saras has won all kinds of awards for her work on entrepreneurship. And she has, over the course of decades, come up with what she calls the 6 principles of effectuation. And so these are the skills and the principles that highly successful entrepreneurs use. They are, I think, fairly different from some of the other literature out there, but at the same time also highly complementary. So our program really works with many of the other programs that are out there while adding something completely different. Robin asked me to quickly go through the principles, which I will. They're both simple and subtle. So Saris teaches these, in a full course to MBA students. And what we've done here is taking the essentials and created picture books for kids 5 to 10. The first one is to start with your bird in hand. And bird in hand is all about using the skills, experiences, and passions that you, the person, already have at your disposal, and building your ideas around what you are already pretty good at. Making Lemonade, which is book 2, basically acknowledges the fact that an entrepreneurial journey is packed with surprises. And some of those require, minor adjustments in path, and some of them require major pivots. And here we're helping kids identify what those lemonades are, and also how those lemons can create brand new opportunities. So we acknowledge for kids that some of them are insurmountable, some of them are simple, and all of them are things you have to deal with. Affordable loss is understanding that you are investing time, money, effort, willpower, resources, and also money. And we want to help kids understand how being an entrepreneur might fit into their overall life. And so a lot of this one is thinking about how much can you invest, and what other things are you investing in, and how do you balance those things effectively. Super Ask is all about getting what you want by shaping your questions in ways that work. So you can ask a simple yes or no question, or you can make an effectual ask. And in this book, we also deal with the emotional side of that. Many of us have trouble asking for things, and some things are easy to ask for, some things are hard. And so we want to walk kids through the process of how do you make a great ask. Crazy Quilt is all about establishing partnerships, and how do you find good partnerships, and how do you know when you have a bad partnership, and what do you do in either of those cases. And then finally, co-piloting the plane is all about, not only navigating your own business, but also creating space for others to fly along with you. So the Mia and Tiago series is 6 picture books plus the Entrepreneur in Me workbook, which gives kids a chance to apply what they've learned to their own business concept. And then it also comes with a very extensive educator guide that helps the teacher know how to teach these principles. Okay. It doesn't want to. Oh, okay. So the lemonade principle in particular, in the story, the kids start out by wanting to create a skate park, and they decide on a skate park because Tiago knows how to build things, and Mia is an amazing skateboarder. And so their original idea, using their bird in hand, is to come up with a skate park. But the trouble is, their parents won't let them build it in the backyard, and they can't get permits, and it's too dangerous, and they can't get insurance, and they have all these problems. And so what they realize pretty quickly is it might be a good idea to create a skate park, but they can't actually pull it off because there are too many obstacles. And so Mia and Tiago look around them at their community and decide together if they can come up with a better idea. And they meet Kiara and her little brother Noah, and their challenge is they don't have access to any fruit and vegetables. And so Mia and Tiago and Kiara decide to join forces to see what they can do about that. So what we're really teaching in the lemonade principle is it's okay, right? If your idea doesn't work out, there may be a better idea. We're also teaching that creative problem solving and critical thinking are available to everyone. And then also that sometimes the best way to move forward is to collaborate with someone else. This is an example from chapter 2 of the Entrepreneur and Me guide. And it's basically giving kids a chance to try out the principles that we're teaching. And so we talk them through, first of all, well, these are very common surprises. Which of them are you already encountering? And then we give them time to think about, maybe they're encountering the ones that we give them as examples, but then they've also got their own. And then we give them a method for working through them. So I'm sure many of you are familiar with mind mapping. We use mind mapping here in the traditional way, which is, can I just solve the problem by analyzing it and picking it apart? And then also, can we imagine that this obstacle or challenge also creates like an amazing new opportunity? And if so, what are those opportunities and how can we take advantage of them? So our goal at the end, once they've gone through all of the 6 books and all of the workbook, is that they actually have a business that they could implement if they wanted to. So right now, me and Tiago is on YEI. We have the first 4 books that are completed. So anybody who ordered the bundle, today would get all 4 of the books immediately. But the full bundle, which will be available by September, if not sooner, is all 6 books, 30 student activity books, plus the Educator guide. And almost all of these are completed. We'll probably have them done in July, but the latest will be September. Anybody who orders me and Tiago now, though, we'll just send you the rest of it as soon as it's available. And then we are also looking for educators who might wish to test drive it with us. And that's really, working with the materials that we already have and simply giving us feedback on what you think of it. I also put my information in case anybody wants to reach out to me. You can also learn more about it on the dedicated website, miatiagobooks.com. And it's also on our bookstore, Weeva's bookstore, and then our boutique on Amazon also has the early reviews from early readers. So I think I'll stop there and see.
Yeah, thank you, Kim. Appreciate your presentation. It looks like you might be driving or going somewhere, or being driven, I should say. You're not driving, but
no, I'm stationary. I'm sitting in a parking lot.
Good. We all know you can't do those 2 things at once, but I do appreciate you taking the time and flipping your order here. And I can also tell you that you can look for some other reviews on YEI too, and I'll get to that at the end of our day today. But I do want to turn it back over to Harshita, who is ready to go now. So thank you very much, Kim. Appreciate you sharing these wonderful Mia and Tiago books, and they are really great lessons in them.
Just unmuted myself. Thank you, Kim, from my side also. I thought I was ready, but things happen. It's part of entrepreneurship, right? You're never ready. Well, I'm author. I write books for children, and the one that we'll talk about is called Cooler Than Lemonade. It ties with today's theme, right? So there are 3 key aspects that I will be talking in this presentation, starting with my own journey on my entrepreneur author journey. We'll also talk about my book that is available on YEI, as well as the session, the resource that I offer on YEI. So basically covering 3 aspects. Starting with my own entrepreneur journey, I started writing many years ago. At that time, my kids were little and I surrounded them with stories. And during that time, my own love for writing, it returned and I started taking classes on how to write books for children. But before even my career took off, I would say that it went downhill because for next 4 years, precisely, I just got failures. I maintained something called a rejection sheet. This is my original rejection sheet. I called it 100 rejection sheets. So I told myself, once I reach 100 rejections, it is at that time I will call it quits. That this new profession, this new career of writing books is not for me, but I need to give it a try. So 100 rejections. The reds are all rejections. The green are yeses, but they turned into reds very soon. Yellow is what I was waiting. These are all my manuscripts. I sent it to editors. I sent it to my publishers and to my two literary agents, and I got rejections. So, but fortunately, after 46th rejection, there was a yes. One literary agent was really interested in my story, and very soon that picture book even got published as soon as it got acquired. So here I am, 3 books and many more to come. The same message of perseverance and not giving up is in this book that I'm going to talk about. It's called Cooler Than Lemonade. The importance of stories came to me very early on while growing up in India. I was surrounded by stories from my grandparents, aunties, uncles, my older siblings. Everybody told stuff in stories. And I realized that human brain, the way it is wired, is it grasps stories a lot better than simple facts and figures. So here I am writing books and mom of 2 kids. I feel it is my responsibility to create books that empower youth, empower to become the best version of themselves. And of course, the stories need to be entertaining and engaging. Otherwise, no kids would like to just read didactic books. So where did the idea of Cooler Than Lemonade came? Actually, it came to me 5 years ago when my son came to me and said, Mommy, can I please open an ice cream stand at a farmer's market? And it was at that time that I realized how cool it would be to have one book that offers everything, a picture book that offers different fundamentals of starting a business to running a business. That's when this idea came into being that would answer, how are the ideas generated? How do you come up? How do you select the best idea? How do you use design thinking in day-to-day life? How do you problem solve? So once your business is out, then how do you market, promote, and so on and so forth. And it was the creation of this funky character called Eva, who came up with multiple ideas by using different techniques like meditation, being creative, brainstorming. She comes up with the idea to open a lemonade stand in a scorching sun. She promotes, markets, she makes her own logo, and she tells people about it. And of course, there is a stiff competition which keeps increasing as you flip the pages of the book. And she has all this lost moment because she cannot keep up with the competition, which is the truth of business, right? Then you have to, like Kim mentioned as well, you have to learn to pivot, be flexible. And that's when she gets an amazing idea to open an Indian ice cream called Kulfi shop, Kulfi stand. And then in the end, she collaborates and has a successful business. So this is in short what the book is all about. This book ties in with the curriculum of financial literacy, entrepreneurship. It has a summer theme of lemonade, as well as the core idea of design thinking. So during the session, I take the students on a journey with Eva, the main character, who uses design thinking to problem solve, starting from empathizing with the people coming up with the idea to finally making her product of lemonade. So what does it include? My YEI session, it includes a signed copy of my book, which is for the class, an educator guide, which emphasizes the learnings that come from this book called Cooler Than Lemonade. It has some reflecting questions as well as a template for design thinking, an activity kit, which is for more for younger kids, like kindergarten, and of course for older too, because it has coloring pages, mazes, and some fun stuff. And most importantly, it has a virtual Zoom session where I do a read aloud of this book, Cooler Than Lemonade, and also walk the children with the design thinking along with Eva. And ending it with a question and answer session. Any questions that students may have on writing a book or on entrepreneurship, I welcome all the questions. After 46 rejections, I'm happy that this book is receiving some good recognition. It is the 2024 top pick by Kansas National Education Association, as well as it is one of the top 10 books by Virginia Library Association. So I'm excited to share this information, and I'm happy to be on YEI. And this book is also available. If you just want the book, it is available on Amazon and other retail bookstores. And if you send me an email, I would be happy to send a autograph and just to get a signed copy. And educators, if you're looking for something engaging and vibrant for younger kids, that is entrepreneurial lessons, then consider this session of Cooler Than Lemonade. And you can reach out to me directly. And if you have any questions, anything, I'd be more than happy to answer that.
Excellent. Thank you so much, and congratulations on those recent accolades. It's really very impressive, and we appreciate that you brought it to us today. I am going to turn it over to Brittany now, who has one more amazing book about lemonade with her Ava and May series. So Brittany. Oh, you're on mute, Brittany. We're having all kinds of technical troubles today. I swear we didn't have this in our pre-check. You good now?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, good. Excellent.
Awesome.
Hi, Brittany.
Hi. Okay, so I'm just going to share my screen. Second. I just want to start out by saying that it's an honor to be in the same room with all these wonderful authors. It's really great, and educators, it's really great what everyone's doing. And I love how we're on the same page about the way that kids really need to be able to experience entrepreneurship, and that it is a lot more than just owning businesses. It will set you up for success in a lot of different mediums. And so I'm happy that was mentioned earlier, because that is what the Ava and May series is all about. So I'm going to, the presentation I'm sharing today, I'm going to talk more specifically than what the presentation shows. I'm going to talk more specifically about the book itself and what's offered on YEI, but it is an overview of Looking Lens in general. So, share it. All right. And can you all see? Can you all see?
We still see you.
Oh. Sure. Can you guys
There we go.
see now? Okay, perfect. All right, my name is Brittany, and I am the author of the Ava and May series and the creator of Looking Lens. So Looking Lens creates stories that inspire underrepresented children to reach their full potential. So a little bit about me. So my name is Brittany, and a little bit of a background. So I currently live in Brooklyn, New York, and I'm originally from Tacoma, Washington, which is, if you're not familiar with Tacoma, it's in the Seattle area. I studied public health at the University of Washington. Now, I love the study of public health. It gave me tools to make changes in the world on a population level. And in school, I had a really big focus on the social determinants of health, and particularly on the effect that race has on health and well-being. So fast forward to my last year of college, I landed an internship at a startup's DE&I team. And given my background in child development research and in public health, I had a really strong focus on what we could do to focus on youth. Our job was to look at, okay, how can we create more equity in the entrepreneurial space? And I knew that certain children were set up for failure before they got the chance to even own the businesses. So here, I highlighted a few statistics. So if you look at where education is today, about 82% of Black fourth graders are not reading at grade level. 66% of people who cannot read proficiently by the fourth grade will experience incarceration or poverty. So you can see how that has a really big overlap for Black and brown children. So then when you look at the actual content of what's available for kids, only about a little under 12% of children's books have Black characters, and virtually none of those portray children in entrepreneurial or leadership positions. And so given this background, we came up with the idea of creating a children's series that just portrayed underrepresented kids having fun and owning businesses. So with that, I pitched the Ava and May series. And Ava and May are about two sisters who can do anything they set their minds to. So this is the Ava and May series. And the first book in the series is Ava and May Own a Lemonade Stand, which is what I'm going to focus on today. And then we have our second book in the series, which is Ava and May, The Fabulous Fashion Show. And we are also looking to digitalize the education that is in the books. And we're in the process of creating our online platform for kids and students. All right, so I want to focus on the vocabulary that is in Ava and May. So in this very first book, Ava and May Own a Lemonade Stand, every year in Ava and May's town, there is a big fair that welcomes in the summer called the Summer Start Fair. So this fair this year was our first year at the fair, and it was so busy, the sun was so hot that the drinks were all sold out. So this is the inciting incident that led Ava and May to pursue their very first business, which was a lemonade stand. So the premise of this entire book and the premise of all the stories that come out of the series is based on the notion of supply and demand. You cannot have a successful business unless you are satisfying a want or need in your community. So, alas, the inciting incident for this book, everyone at the fair is thirsty, and Ava and May have these magical lemons, and so they meet that demand. So through the story, Ava and May exhibit a lot of soft skills that are absolutely essential to any successful entrepreneur. So first, their ability to fail forward and persevere. Throughout the story, Ava and May are tasked with having to gather resources in order to open their business. It takes challenges. They need to source the lemons, they need to source the sugar, they need a table to present their product, they need to advertise. And through the story, Ava and May succeed in a challenge, and they say, no matter the time, no matter the day, Ava and May find a way. So that's a repetitive phrase that is included in the story after each challenge is conquered. And that is just a way for students to understand that perseverance and failing forward really is going to be the key to success, whether you choose to be a business owner or whether you choose to pursue other things in life. So now I want to focus on the actual vocabulary. So in the book, the vocabulary is set up there's a glossary in the back that summarizes the words that kids learn throughout the story. And in the glossary, the words are shown in alphabetical order, but they're summed up in these main categories. And so identity, challenges, marketing, and return. And these are the four aspects that I have dealt with as an entrepreneur the most. I wanted to touch on identity, so the words that fall under identity. The term business owner and customer are both defined in the book and are outlined in the glossary, because children, when they read that, they get the understanding of Ava and May are the business owners, and then the people with the demand are the customers. And so those are defined for them. And then our second category is going to be challenges. So they learn the word business deal, they learn investment, and they learn negotiations. And these are the challenges that Ava may have to go through in order to succeed in their business. So the fourth category of vocab is marketing. They learn the words advertisement and they learn the word sample. And marketing, as all of us know, is the way that you're able to grow your brand, regardless of what the business is. And so I really wanted to include this category of vocab so kids get the understanding of that side of the business as well. And then, of course, your return. So the words revenue and profit are both defined for kiddos in the book. And this is just one of those, it's one of the most essential parts of making sure that your business can continue to thrive. So these are the creators. So this is me, and then Iman Purnell is the illustrator, and she is the creator of these beautiful illustrations. We've had a really great increase. This is for data from 2022, but this has gone on the same percentage trend since we've continued on to 23 and the beginning of 24. Here are some of the partners that we've worked with, and we are now working with YEI. So Ava and May Own a Lemonade Stand is now available through the YEI platform. You get included in what you get is a class set, a paperback class set of the books, and then you also get a Zoom call with me, and I do a read aloud, and that includes a reading of the story and then any sort of questions that kids may have. What sets us apart is that it's very minimal prep, but there's a lot of value that kids get through hearing the story and being able to meet the author. So here's just some of that feedback that I've gotten through. These are some in-person author visits that I've done. And here's some quotes from some kids. So Ava and May prove that women can own businesses too. This was a really, really great experience. And I think my favorite part of being an author is going into classrooms, whether it be in person or online, and being able to interact with the readers and seeing how the impact is being created right before my eyes. So as I was reading this, there was a girl in the front of the line, or not the line, she was in the front line in the reading circle, and she was like, I love this because it basically proves that women can do business too. I was like, great, you're getting the point. So you can see that not only are we honing in the skills of that kids need to be successful, like, you know, perseverance and grit and teamwork. And as was stated before, there's a huge overlap between the skills that you need to be an successful adult and the skills you need as an entrepreneur, right? These are transferable skills. And so kids are getting that influence, but then they're also understanding that, wow, I've never seen a girl in this position. I've never seen a girl with my type of hair in this position, or a girl who looks like me in this position. And that starts to change their identity around what they can be when they grow up. And I think that is a piece that is not always present in certain educational material. So Ben, another wonderful kiddo in one of the readings that I had, now I'm inspired to actually create that TV show with my friend. And I was like, wow, I cannot wait to see you on HBO. But these are the types of inspirations that come from seeing characters want to do something and then go through a bunch of challenges and feel like they can't, and then they end up succeeding. So here's been some of our feedback. So looking at our specific marketing.
Brittany, I'm going to have to stop you there, though.
Okay.
I think fantastic, and I agree with you. The wonderful things that you can learn as an entrepreneur, and the fact that you're having such a wonderful impact on the students that you do help. So thank you so much. But we do have to change over to our games because we still have to hear, or we still get to hear, I should say, all about the lemonade stand and games with Matthew Giorgio, as well as an educator point of view from Karen Sunderhaft. So Matthew, it's all yours.
Great, thank you, Robin. You can see my screen?
Yep, we're good.
Great. Well, welcome everyone. My name is Matthew Giorgio. I'm the founder and chief experience designer at MediaSpark. We're the makers of GoVenture. GoVenture is one of the most widely used an original series of educational games and simulations. There's thousands of educators in schools and reaching millions of students around the world. And today I'm going to tell you about two programs that are focused on Lemonade Stand. And it's great to see all this focus on Lemonade Stand. I can tell you from my experience, Lemonade Stands work. So that's why you're hearing so much about them today, I think. So I'm going to tell you very quickly about two resources that we have available, game-based resources. So the first is a very new one. We just launched it very recently. It's called the Lemonade Stand Print, Build, and Play Activity. So it is a PDF document, and students can actually print, color, fold, build, and play a lemonade stand board game. And it's available right now on Yippee for 50 points, or you can buy it if you're not on Yippee for $50. These are some of the pieces that you will see in it. It's a discover and practice entrepreneurship, creativity, a math activity. It's also, I think, useful for helping kids with fine motor skills because they're playing and folding with paper and so on. And it's targeted at children ages 5 to 12. We designed this particular program because we noticed a lot of our board games, and we have traditional, conventional board games as well on Yippee. A lot of teachers in the elementary age grades were adopting the games and providing really great feedback. And we thought, oh, there's a lot of interest there, so let's create something that skews it for the younger kids. And so the idea is that you would print the sheets, students would color them, fold them, and then play the game. This is what the game looks like when it's put together. It's a 2-player game, very simple rules, and it only takes about 15 minutes to play. So the idea is you could print as many as you need for the students that you have, and then you can have little short competitions and tournaments and have a lot of fun with that. This is, I'm going to quickly switch over here to the document itself, just so you can get a sense of what it looks like. It is an 80-page document that includes everything you need. So not only does it have the game components, but also has glossaries. It has lesson plans and activities and so on. So the idea is you have access to all these resources. It's all written very clearly with the game rules. We have a game video that you can access, so you and your kids can watch the video if you don't want to read the rules. And then I'll show you some of the game sheets here very quickly. So this is an example of one of the lemonade stands. You can print and fold. This one actually doesn't require any cutting at all. There's another lemonade stand. There's a grocery store where you buy your ingredients, the bank where you manage your money, the little lemonade cups, customers. We've got some nice flavor with the customers. So these are the sheets you would print and cut and then play the game, and give you an example of some of the activities. So we have crossword puzzles, word searches, and we have math activities as well, where students are actually adding and subtracting and understanding things like profit and price and cost of goods and so on. So it's all packaged together, and you can print as many games as you need. And that's available right now on Yippee, as I mentioned, for 50 points. So that's our first one. The next one I'm going to show you is a software. It's an online business simulation. So this is a very advanced simulation, but also has a basic lemonade stand. It's called GoVenture Entrepreneur, a very popular simulation, and it has 3 levels of business. So students start with a lemonade stand, very basic, very introductory level. Then they can graduate up to running a kiosk business, like selling t-shirts or ice cream. And then they can move up to a full business where we've modeled 20 popular businesses like McDonald's and Starbucks and barbershops and micro-stay hotels, all sorts of businesses, and very, very realistic. But I'm going to quickly show you the lemonade stand module. So this is what it looks like here. So I've actually already gone through the tutorial and set up my lemonade stand in this neighborhood. And this will run on computers and Chromebooks and tablets. We don't recommend phones because the displays are too small. But the idea is I would manage my lemonade stand. So I do 3 things each simulation day to manage my lemonade stand. And there it is here in the neighborhood. So the first thing is I go to the grocery store and I buy ingredients, so I can make my lemonade. So I have sugar, lemons, and cups, and there's different costs and so on for the ingredients. So I get to understand managing money and so on. So I'm going to buy my ingredients, and now I have inventory. So you can see my inventory here. And then I can set my price, and I can look at the weather. I can see it's going to be hot and sunny today. So it's probably a good day for selling lemonade. So I might increase my price a little bit, see if I can get a little bit more profit today. And then I open for business. And so here we go. We're opening for business, and here are customers coming to my lemonade stand. Now you can't hear this, but there's all sorts of music and sound effects going on, and I'm mixing my lemonade. You can see me clicking here, mixing the lemonade as fast as I can, because I can see there's a big rush of customers coming. And you see these icons above the lemonade stand. That's my customer feedback. So I'm getting real-time feedback on whether customers like my lemonade or my speed of service, the quality of my ingredients, my recipe, my price, and so on. So I'm going to keep mixing my lemonade here. And this simulation day will take about 30 seconds to complete. So I'm going to keep on going. And you can see my my financial information on my smartphone over here. And look, I've run out of inventory. So I didn't forecast properly, or maybe I did. Actually, I did forecast really well because I just ran out of inventory as the day was ending. And I get my results for the day. I served 20 customers. I lost 7 customers. Why did I lose customers? I'll have to look into that. I've sold a certain number of lemonade cups. I can see my sales revenue and my cost of goods. So I can see if anything has spoiled or expired. And so I can take deeper dives into these concepts as I continue to play the lemonade game. So the concept now is it resets to the next day. And I can make the same decisions, and I can experiment with different recipes, different amounts of inventory, different prices. Eventually, as I become successful, I'll be able to run a second lemonade stand, and then I have to hire a virtual friend to run that lemonade stand and pay them a salary for doing so. And then eventually a third lemonade stand, so I can have a little franchise system going. So it takes students at the very basic level. This is good for anywhere from grade 5 and 6 up to adults. We have major financial institutions that use products that use this simulation as they progress to the higher levels that you see. So that is our lemonade stand software simulation. And again, that's available on YEI. You can get it for 285 points, and you actually get all 3 levels of the simulation. So you can just stay with lemonade stand if you want and play that for many hours, or you can move up and progress through the other levels. And you also get all sorts of lesson plans, activities, an instructor dashboard for monitoring your students, and so on. So that's it. I'm going to stop there. Again, I'm Matthew Giorgio, and happy to answer any questions if you want to email me, or there's trials on our website for various things and so on. So thanks to YEI and Robin and everyone for inviting me to participate today.
Thank you, Matthew. Appreciate your presentation. And I'm going to turn it right over to Karen Sunderhaft, who is our educator, who can give us our educator point of view here.
Great. Hi, I know we just have a few more minutes. And I think what I have to say, hopefully, will be a little bit of the icing on the cake for all of the great presentations you've heard so far, and activities and opportunities that you have for your students. So I teach 6th and 7th grade gifted English in Aurora schools, Northeast Ohio. And I used to teach in Kenston schools, 6th and 7th grade. And I've worked with different grade levels, younger grade levels. One of my good friends, shout out to Dr. Teresa Petrick, who teaches 3rd grade gifted in Kenston. And then some of my other colleagues in Aurora who taught 5th grade with me. We've all utilized different skills from the students who work on the lemonade stand. And I did want to share a few things, a little bit of a lemonade twist on what we do in our neck of the woods is what Dr. Petrick does in her classroom with her 3rd graders. They conduct the lemonade stands and they do all of the great entrepreneurial activities leading up to it, but they do add the piece of social entrepreneurism to it, where they have students will think about and research local organizations where they want their profits to go. For this year, they're going to be doing giving all their profits from the lemonade stand to St. Jude. In the past, they might have done a local food bank. One time there was a student who had cancer, so they opted for some money for the pediatric cancer research or Make-A-Wish Foundation. They've done also the local rescue center for dogs and cats. So different things. They have multiple lemonade stands going on at the same time, with parents hosting that in different locations, and all of the skills that go along with deciding on the cost. They talk about the recipes that they're going to use, how to advertise, all of the business experiences. But if you're not familiar with social entrepreneurship, that I feel like is a key element, because they really try to do something that benefits the community, or in some kind of philanthropic way. Some of the things that the students do when they conduct then some research on these organizations, make the presentation, the students vote on it, and they may have 1 or 2 groups that they do, but it really helps to drive their goal for making some profits for these organizations. Some of the things that Dr. Petrick shared with me about skills for her students were teamwork, collaboration. They work in small groups to write to investors in the area. They create their recipes, as I said. They design different themes for the different locations of lemonade stands. They might create a commercial. and they kind of pull together all their resources. They also learn, and I saw this on one of the other websites, I think from the first presenters, about some students who are coming out of their comfort zone, who may be quieter, but learn how to have some presentation skills, especially if they're advocating for their organization to be the one that's selected for the profits that they donate to that group, or maybe even just selling the lemonade when people drive by or walk by and really trying to put themselves out there. The other piece that adds with the social piece is that they have some empathy and they love the opportunity of helping a charity. The other thing that I think is so wonderful is they really appreciate, and the kids really value, when somebody might say, here, I'm just going to give you a donation. I don't want any lemonade right now, but I believe in what you're doing. And when they see that happening, it really inspires them to continue to pay that forward. So there's so many great skills that we use as teachers for the business piece of it behind the scenes. But I think what Dr. Petrick does in Kenston and what we've done also in Aurora, we've used the workbooks. It really allows it to give another piece to it that allows them to be philanthropic and to be socially conscious about how to make a difference with the profits that they have. So hope that's inspiring in some way.
Thank you, Karen. I love that idea. And I love how they've incorporated that into their programming. And I appreciate you taking the time today to share like an educator view, or an educator twist, if you will, a lemon twist on this. I want to quickly introduce Eileen Frankel, who is the Executive Director of the Young Entrepreneur Institute, for a couple quick announcements, and then we will close. Eileen.
Thank you, Robin. I was ready, but not quite ready with my unmuting. So hi, everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks for everyone's wonderful resource explanations. It's really incredible to see how youth entrepreneurship education resources have grown. I have 4 quick announcements today. I promise I will make them quick because I see our time. The first is we have selected our Ohio Pitch Challenge winners, not our winners, our finalists. And teachers are notified and students should be signing permission slips, and soon we will launch our public voting. So stay tuned for that. Congratulations to them. We have some wonderful, wonderful, fun and motivating elevator pitches. Announcement number 2, our Celebrate Youth Entrepreneurship event is in 2 weeks. Thursday, April 25th, we have a great speaker, a young entrepreneur from Case Western Reserve University. She started a business with her skills in drone piloting. Really interesting to hear her story. I know we've sent a couple of announcements about this. If you are thinking of attending or wrestling with that idea, please let us know right away. We need to make those arrangements. We also have an evening event on the Celebrate Youth Entrepreneurship. That's a whole different thing. We have a different set of speakers and lots of fun events with pitch finalists and our famous young entrepreneur market involved on that day. We have a power hour coming up next month. That one's going to be focused on professional development. You'll hear more from us in email about that. But those are going to be great opportunities for you to earn graduate credit or CEUs and use the wonderful resources in YIPI to benefit your own professional knowledge and advancement in this area of youth entrepreneurship education. Finally, I would like to welcome our newest YEI team member, Marissa Wilson. Marissa, if you can give a wave. We're so glad to have you on the team. Marissa comes to us with a background in media and marketing, and she is an entrepreneur herself. We'll send you a little bit more information about it, but I wanted to just let Marissa say hi, and you'll get to meet her soon. Her focus is going to be Pitch Challenge. She's our senior program manager focused on Pitch Challenge.
Excellent. Thank you so much, Eileen. And thank you to all the speakers. I know we went over a little bit. Before everyone goes, we do have a survey that Evan's going to drop in if he didn't just drop in. We would love to hear from you. We read all the comments and we want to make sure that we're providing the content that you're looking for. So please take a quick second just to fill that out and let us know what we did well, what we can improve on, and what you would like to hear in the future. You can be on the lookout for some emails from Evan that will include links to everything that we talked about today, links to all of the downloads, links to anything that you need. And I am going to take a 30-second pause, and then I'd be happy to stay on and talk about Yippee and how you can get some of these products that we were talked about today on Yippee. Just want to pause on that in case anyone had any questions for any of our presenters today before we go back to the sort of second half of the show, which is the Yippee tie-in. Does anyone have any questions for anyone for Lemonade Day curriculum, or for any of our authors who have products on Yippee, Harshita or Kim or Brittany, or games from Matthew, or anything for Karen from our educator point of view, and bringing social entrepreneurship into the mix of a lemonade stand? Okay, with that, I'm going to just remind you that the folks at YEI are in this sort of ecosystem every day. And if you have any questions on anything related to entrepreneurship, we are more than happy to answer those questions for you. And I am going to officially close the session. Thank you. Thank you for bearing with me as we went over a little bit. Thank you to all our wonderful speakers. And I'm going to give a quick little tutorial on Yippee and how to get these products on Yippee for anyone who would like to stay on. For those of you who have not been familiar, who don't know about Yippee, Yippee is an online platform where educators use points to purchase resources like what you've seen today using points, but the points are actually paid to our sponsors by our funders. So it's sort of like a circle where you as the educator get to pick the resource that you want, and it is funded by the sponsor. It's like getting a grant for free. All you need to do is go to Yippee. I'm going to type this in go to www.yippee.exchange and register for Yippee. When you register, you get 500 points. You can earn more points by doing things like attending power hours like we are on today, by referring friends, by reviewing products, and lots of other ways to earn points. But you as an educator get to look at all of the products that are on Yippee, and we have about 190 different products from about 69 or 70 different organizations. So there are overlapping products, but it's kind of like going to the mall and there's lots of places to get jeans. You've got to pick which store you want and which jeans you like. On Yippee, you get to go and see, let's say, books and author visits. You get to go and look and see all the different books and author visits and pick the one that you like. You pay for it, and I say pay for it, you purchase it with the points that you have earned. And then our generous sponsors actually pick up the bill. So it's like getting a grant without any of the paperwork. There's a couple little nuances here, and that is the providers get to decide what, when, and how they want to offer their products, and our sponsors also get to decide what they want to fund. And the magic of Yippee happens behind the scenes, where Yippee makes all these algorithms and makes a match. And when a match is made, you get the product on Yippee for free. There are products on Yippee for anyone. Those would be our 0-point products. So everyone can log on to Yippee and get a product. Or if you happen to be in a sponsored area, you can get a sponsored product for free. Be happy to have a meeting with anyone individually and talk about what you are, what is available to you as an educator on Yippee. We can meet and I can go through exactly how this works and what's available to you and make recommendations to you. And I'd be happy to do that. My email is robin@YIPI Exchange. If you would like to take me up on that offer, just give me an email and I will be more than happy to help you with how you can find some of these wonderful products that we talked about today on YIPI. And I look forward to working with you. Any questions or anything before we officially end? Evan, why don't you go ahead and stop